rising sun. They hang out the flags of war. Good morning, Celtic fans. What a video we have for you today. In today's Celtic Morning FC News, I talk about a new Celtic hero is happy to be part of the Ange rotation. There was a panic on social media with no Josip Juranovic up in Aberdeen, and Reo Hatate has already tripled in value. As normal with every Celtic player that gets linked straight away with about a move out of Celtic because they've tripled in value. You never hear this about Sevco, but never mind, that's all coming up in the video. Stay tuned to the end of the video because that's where the best news of the day to be. And one last story that we really need to cover: the Japan flag remains outside a pub due to World War II complaints. Is that really where Scotland is in 2022? My other half that knows nothing about football thinks this story is really mad and sad on Scotland. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. In normal circumstances, Matt Riley would be entitled to spit the dummy after he'd been relegated to the bench after an outstanding performance in the Glasgow Derby. Let's face it, he basically ripped Rangers a new arsehole. We have a really strong squad now, he said, in terms of rotation, and that seems to be really important with Ange. Well said, young man. We have so many games coming up that everyone generally needs to be ready, because 10 games in a month is quite a lot. Remember, it's not suddenly pub team football we're talking about here, as many of the English commentators would let you think about, so stick around because that's going to get commented on also. The player went on to say it's hard to play every game when you're at your maximum potential, so there's a sense that you really need to utilise the squad as much as possible. I and Jota came in the other day and helped out, and that's what we really can do. Back in November when Rogic was out, Postecoglou mentioned that getting adequate backup for the fellow Australian was priority. Not many Celtic fans anticipated that sort of quality for just 1.5 million. Let's face it, Celtic really should have went down south and got him and put a Robin Hood mask on, because we stole the player at that price. Anyway, in other news, the Cross Keys and Wishaw is still flying the Rising Sun flag. Jesus. The case was taken to storm by social media, and basically the popular pub in Lanarkshire has refused to take down the Japan flag from its roof. Despite complaints, the Cross Keys and Wishaw erected the tribute to the Parkside sides of 4 stars from the Far East. Kyogo Furuhashi was an instant hit upon rising from the sun. Oh, it's going to be a good video today. Anyway, in recent weeks, Reo Hatate has been picked of the bunch as they made their way from the J-League in January. Daisen Maeda and Yokoshoki Aidic were also part of the triple signing to boost the paid tribute that the pub put up last month. What do you think, Celtic fans? What do other fans really think? Really, is that where Scotland is today? Anyway, moving on. Some local residents, the Lodge, however, have complained as an insult to Allied troops that died fighting the Axis of Power during World War II. It's all about the flag. What's the flag? Get the flag down. Get that flag off that roof. Get the flag, the flag, the flag. Anyway, there was another panic on social media with no Josip Juranovic anywhere near the team up in Aberdeen. Rumours that Brendan Clyde Tunnel Rogers, whoever penned that, that's fantastic. Brendan Clyde Tunnel Rogers were interested in the Croatian right back. However, the manager has cleared up his disappearance, saying it was an illness and he'll be back this weekend. Hopefully he'll be back by the next week midweek fixture. Former Premier League striker Gabby Bigmouth Ablanhor, don't feel a noise for that one. Anyway, has been blown away by the quality of Celtic recruitment under Ange Postecoglou. The pundit has acknowledged that the club doesn't have the lavish riches to splash out like those in the English league. And let's face it, there's not a lot of leagues around the world that splash the cash like them down south. But are we a pub team league England, or are we one of the best scouting systems in the world that find the players that you come and steal from us? Anyway, moving on. Let's face it, it's always going to happen. Anyway, our club's right This is an interesting one. Are clubs right to put their own fans before the need of Celtic fans? Let's face it, there's only one away game that we play in a season that fills their ground. And that's because back in 2018, the club that now call themselves Rangers spat the dummy out. Club 1872 or whatever the hell they're called spat the dummy out and reduced the ticket allocation to Celtic fans because they were sick fed up of 7,500 Celtic fans singing and shouting and screaming and winning leagues in the backyard of the Ibrox club. Every other team in Scotland has reduced the allocation to Celtic fans, and probably Rangers fans as well. Let's just face facts here. Are the clubs right to do that? Look at the Aberdeen game the other night. There was lots of empty seats. Aberdeen never filled their stadium against us, never, and they've reduced the allocation. We could sell twice the allocation that we did up in Aberdeen. Now, I mean, I've been going to away games for years, and it's getting harder and harder and harder. And I know that the buses are even they're struggling because the fans' buses are amalgamating to go up north and everything. So, you know, fans will always do it and they'll always get up north. But is it spoiling the game? Tell me in the comments. In other news, Sky Sports have stated that they have responded to complaints from Celtic supporters concerning the broadcaster's decision to keep controversial fat boy Chris Boyd. Boyd's comment on Sky Sports at the Ibrox studio when he was obviously there commentating on a Rangers game, saying that basically Cal McGregor should have suffered some kind of retribution for the fact he was wearing a mask. Now, Sky have said that they're not going to do anything against him. Cal Mac has spoken to him and he's said so on Celtic TV. If you still pay for Sky Sports and you don't have a Fire Stick, you are absolutely crazy in this day and age. Anyway, I might drop a few links on my social media now that folk are asking who I am. And in the video, I dropped a hint that might tell you who I am. So tell me in the comments if you see the icon. So you might have to go back and watch the video if you didn't notice what the icon was. I'll give you a hint to who I am. And on that note, you have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans, and I shall see you on the next video.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to